Welcome everybody to today's live learning session. My name's Heather Murdoch. I'm part of the Access Now Success team. So it's my role to help you understand more about Ezoic and the wider publishing space, and also how to use your data to be able to grow your business. I do these live learning sessions every Tuesday at 12 p.m. British Standard Time for 30 minutes, and on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. British Standard Time for an hour as well. Gives you the opportunity to ask any questions you would like. No question is too small or too silly. I'm here to answer all your questions about Ezoic and the data or the tools that you're seeing within your dashboard. I do finish the sessions early so that if you've got all your questions answered and you feel happy about the information that you've got, I do finish them early. That enables me to then get back to people on community quicker or through tickets as well. As always, I like to share a blog post with you. The information within these blogs, there's a wealth of information in there that covers all kinds of topics around the publishing space. If you can, I do recommend signing up to our newsletter. It then means that information is going straight into your inbox, and you don't then have to kind of go and search for that. You can just read it when you've got a few minutes, and then from there, when you're next working on your site, put that information into practice. This information here, which is about how to scale your blog content using ChatGPT or alternative AI content creation tools, I thought was really interesting. So it takes you through 4 different strategies which can help you. First of all is to use ChatGPT for outlines and content ideas, so sort of very basic beginner information in terms of your journey through creating content. And then it suggests to use ChatGPT to generate content or to complete content. I know one of the things I really like using ChatGPT for is if I've written a paragraph that I want to try and get my keyword in, I use Rank Math SEO on my site, and part of the checks is, do you have your keyword in the first paragraph? Sometimes I think, oh gosh, I can't get the keyword into that first paragraph. I don't know how to add it in, so it sounds natural. I write the paragraph and then I'll ask ChatGPT to rewrite it, including that keyword. And ChatGPT is able to do that really easily in a way that would perhaps take me 10-15 minutes to kind of think and rewrite it, and it's time saved that you can then use elsewhere on your business. And then the article suggests to use ChatGPT to review and refine your content. So things like grammar is a really good way to be able to use ChatGPT for any areas of errors that ChatGPT can find as well. It just means that you can then have that support from ChatGPT and still have the content that you've written be all your own. So it's worth taking a look at that if you do have a few moments to go through it. So the other thing I wanted to draw to your attention is the Ezoic community. We've got some live learning sessions coming up, some Q&A sessions, which I'll talk to you about at the moment through YouTube. One of the things that I wanted to bring to your attention is if you're new to Ezoic and you've just graduated from the Access Now program over to the main community, there's a little welcome video there, so do head over to that. It gives you an understanding of the different areas of support. And then also, if you are interested in ChatGPT, do head over to this article here. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you're using ChatGPT. Okay, so we've got our first question that's come in today. Thank you so much, AJ. So AJ has said, my cache hit rate is 94%, but the site opens very slowly. Okay, AJ, what I would recommend doing with this one is going to a community and looking for the article, which is how to turn your Core Web Vitals to green. You can find it under the Access Now Success optimization, so I'll get that for you. What this will do is it will help you to be able to work through a step-by-step process of getting the Leap tools all set up to be able to optimally get your site set up for Core Web Vitals. Within Leap, you've got a number of different tools that can help you. So things like making sure your Ezoic traffic is set to 100%, switching on charity ads. You mentioned your cache hit rate is really good, which is fantastic. I'd recommend just double checking that just to make sure that there's no other tweaks that you can make to help with your cache hit rate further. And another thing to do, AJ, is to make sure you've got your optimizations set up, and then work through the recommendations with moving or replacing as many of them as you feel comfortable to do. So we totally understand that there are going to be some plugins in there that you feel you really need and are really important to your site layout and site functionality. So obviously you need to keep those, but there are going to be others where you feel that you can change them and still get the functionality that you're looking for, but in a way that's going to help your Core Web Vitals. If you've got YouTube videos on your site, AJ, that are yours, so you own them, the content's original, you can either move them over to Humix if you would like to, or if you prefer not to, then please do use the YouTube Lite plugin. I've got the link as part of that article. That will really help to improve your LCP scores of your site as well. Hey Tech Health, thanks for joining me today. So AJ has said, when we disable the Ezoic plugin and use WP Rocket optimization, the site opens properly. Okay, so it sounds like there might be some incompatibilities there, AJ. What I would recommend doing, you mentioned the Ezoic plugin. If you're using the WordPress plugin, then your site will be slower, and there could be caching that you have at your host or within plugins that are working against that plugin and slowing everything down. So what I would recommend doing is switching to cloud integration, either Cloudflare or name servers. And then if you're an Access Now publisher, reach out to us on community. If you're still having issues after this time, let us know what caching you've got at your host and also what caching plugins you've got into, and the problems that you're having around the slow opening of your site. We can then take a look at that for you and advise next steps from there. So Tech Cow has said, do you have any news regarding Humix? I'm reaching a bunch of viewers, but the earnings remain low. So I think for some sites, the benefits of Humix is more around the value of videos being added to the site, the traffic that it's bringing to the site, and also the benefits of the SERP rankings. For other sites, it's mainly the benefit is revenue. So I see a lot of sites that I work with that have really strong revenue, and there's a handful of sites that get the majority of their revenue through Humix rather than through their own site. So I think it's quite a mixed bag what publishers are experiencing at the moment. Tech How, I think you've got a publisher success manager. So what I would recommend doing is reaching out to them and seeing if there's any tweaks or improvements that they can make to the plugin placeholder of your video on your site. Sometimes what can happen, maybe the video placeholder needs to be moved further up the page, or maybe the floating video placeholder isn't on, so it's not giving the opportunity for the ads to show. So there might be different things that are happening there which are perhaps preventing the revenue from coming through quite the same as what you're looking for. There is a balance to it though, I think, in terms of sometimes it just depends on the readers that are coming to your site and the journey that they're on. So if you've got a lot of advertisers that are really wanting to target those readers and make sure they get their video ads in front of them, and they want that video ad format, then they're going to target the videos to put video ads on. If you're doing really well in EPMV and revenue elsewhere, what you may find is that the readers that are coming to your site, the advertisers may think, well, actually, the best way to target those readers are through vignette ads or side rails or 970 ad placeholders. And so the benefits that you'll be getting from Humix will be more, like I say, around the traffic, user experience metrics, and also that multimedia aspect, which will also then be having a positive impact on your site. But definitely worth reaching out to your Publisher Success Manager so that they can do an in-depth review for you and just give you a definitive answer on what's happening there. And then that way you can make a decision then in terms of keeping Humix on there and then using it more for that traffic-driven approach and SERP ranking approach that Humix is so great for as well. So Mohammed Ahmed has said, Ezoic review monetization not approved. You've named your site, it's not been approved for monetization. Mohammed, is this not approval process? Is this through Google Ad Manager or through allowing your site onto Ezoic? And did they give a specific reason why? Normally, with both processes, whether it's the Ezoic review to allow your site onto the Ezoic platform, or whether it's through the Google Ad Manager process, you're normally given a reason as to why your site isn't approved, isn't moved forward. And for some of them, there will be guides in terms of what the next steps are that you can take. Once you've made those steps, you can then reach out to us and we can then re-review your site for you. What's worth doing, Mohammed, is once you have made those changes that we've suggested, if you're Access Now, do reach out to us on community and we'd love to help you with that. If you're level 1 or higher, please do reach out to our Publisher Success team. And again, they'd be delighted to help explain what's happening to your site and provide advice as to what the next steps are to take. So AJ has said, how can we increase EPMV? My EPMV is 17 cents. Okay, AJ, for your site, I can certainly understand from your point of view how frustrating that is. I think when you put as much time and effort as publishers do into growing the content on your site and getting traffic to your website, you really want that money to then reward you for all the efforts that you've put into it. There's numerous ways within the Ezoic dashboard that can really help with your EPMV. So I'll take you through a few of them. So bear with me. I've got this dummy site up. That's one of our test sites to take you through this information, AJ. So when you go onto your homepage of your site, take a look out for a button which says Urgent Issues Impacting Revenue. If we click on it, it will take you through to the Revenue Issues button, which is under Ezoic Ads. You've got the auto fix buttons, and all you need to do is just click into each one of those that you want to switch on and then click fix all, and our technology will automatically do those for you. And then for the manually fixed ones, if you click on the fix, it will take you through to the areas where you need to make those changes. The other thing that I would recommend doing, AJ, is look out for the Maximize Your Site's Revenue button. If you click on this Enable button, it will actually again override your settings, and it's all done by AI, so that our technology will then be able to set your site up to maximize your site's revenue. Next thing that I would recommend taking a look at, AJ, is going to your levels dashboard here and then going to your scores button here. So what this is on here you've got all the different optimization opportunities. If you're 100 out of 100, then that's all good. That's all you need to do, and you can move on to other ones. But you may find that you've got others are less than 100 out of 100. And what we would recommend doing with these is if you click onto each one, it will then tell you the score that you're getting. It will break it down, and it will also then talk you through how you can get that score up to 100 out of 100. So there's 3 things there which will help you get your Ezoic dashboard really well set up. Outside of that, do make sure on Humix you've got on the channel, you've got both the grow and engage buttons switched on. And then do make sure that on Flickrfy, you're creating your 5 videos each month. They're super easy to do now. You can use the AI script builder, which is super simple. So all you need to do is just click on it. You type in what your video is about. So just make it a sort of a sentence long. Decide how long or short you want the video to be. Decide the tone, write in your audience. So say if you're wanting to create a video about recipes, you put your audience would be bakers, home cooks, something like that, and the role that you want the AI script builder to play. So maybe that's you want the AI script builder to be a teacher, to teach people how to make cakes. If you aren't sure about this role, and I wasn't sure when I was creating my first video, you can just leave it out. It won't impact the video creation process at all. And then once you've got this set up, you just click generate. It will put the output here. So that's the script. You can then choose to edit that if you would like, or click next. And it will then take you to the normal Flickrfy editing process where you can choose themes, the voice that you want, the music that you want, add in images and customize it the way you want to. Once you've got the basic understanding of how Flickrfy works, it just takes a couple of minutes to create videos that can help increase traffic to your site. It can also help increase the amount of time people spend on your site. And obviously, the longer people are spending on your site, AJ, the more opportunity Ezoic has got to monetize for you. And then secondly, what I would recommend doing once you've got those set up is go to this article, which I'll get for you and put in the comments, which helps you to understand why you're getting the EPMV that you are. And then also it helps you to then change the EPMV on your site. So this will help you to understand where your traffic's coming from, AJ, and you can then see where there are opportunities to work on perhaps changing your keywords or changing how you market your site, to then be able to to increase your EPMV that way as well. I've sent a lot of people to this article, and we had some feedback from publishers that it does really help with all the suggestions that we've just gone through. So do give it a try, AJ, and do let us know how you get on. No problem, Tekel. I'm sure it will be a really great call, and Ian will be able to provide some really great insights for you. So AJ has said in dashboard community chart doesn't show. Oh, I'm not sure, AJ, what that refers to. Apologies. With the questions, they come in order, and so I'm not sure what part that refers to. If you can expand on that for me, I'll happily answer that question. So SAK Network has said, hi, is it allowed to do traffic arbitrage on Ezoic site, like buying traffic from Taboola and Outbrain, etc., if I can bring cheap traffic from there? SAK Network, yeah, it's absolutely fine for you to be able to buy traffic to your site. It depends where you're getting it from, whether you'll be able to buy traffic and still put it in front of Ezoic ads. And the reason for that is different companies that you're buying traffic from will have different terms and conditions. Some companies don't want, for example, native ads on your own site, so that they're not getting traffic to your site, and then the native ads from another company are perhaps pulling them away. And it's also important to remember around buying traffic, you will need to let us know that you're buying traffic, who you're buying it from. We'll then need to set up your sort of admin of your site differently, because we'll need to get Google Analytics reporting from you, and also connecting with your Google AdSense account. What can sometimes happen with buying traffic is it can look like bot traffic. And so it's really important for us to be able to understand what's going on, and then be able to advise you on how that traffic is impacting your user experience metrics. What's also important to remember is that advertisers in like ad placeholder slots, if you like, they are not as keen to put their ads in front of paid for traffic. And the reason for that is research has shown that readers who have been paid to get to a site through an ad then don't interact as well with the actual ads on that website page. So again, those advertisers might be a bit cautious. But with all that said, if you're happy to continue with that, what I would recommend doing is reaching out to the two companies that you've mentioned, let them know that you're on Ezoic, find out what their terms and conditions are, and then come back to us. We can then support you with any changes that you might need to make, or getting, like I say, the Google Analytics, Google AdSense sorted out, and then we can go from there. You can then make a decision as to whether that's right for your site. Ezoic is a data-driven company, so you can see within your big data analytics the impact that traffic is having on your traffic growth, your EPMV growth, and your revenue growth. And then, as a business owner, make a decision from there. We do have some sites that do really well with arbitrage traffic, but it's just important in the first instance to make sure that you're following the terms and conditions of the companies that you're working with, and letting them know that you're working with Ezoic, and then from there you can build on your business decision from there. Okay, well, thank you all for your questions that you've had coming in so far. Really happy that we've been able to help people today. I'm going to stay on the line for another couple of minutes. If you do have any questions that you'd like to ask, please let me know. I'd love to help you. If after we finish the call you think, oh gosh, I really wish I'd asked that, then I've got another session tomorrow at 9 a.m. British Standard Time as well. So do let me know any questions that you've got then. One thing I wanted to let you know about on the Ezoic YouTube channel, we do have some Q&As coming up in May. So on the 10th of May, we've got how to use Flickify and Humix. So we'll be focusing largely on the new AI Generate Script Creator. It's so easy to do, and means that you can then create that content and then put it onto your site. And also, I know it's going to sound a bit early, but do bear with me on this, a Q&A about preparing for Q4 on the 24th of May. The reason for that is it can take up to 6 months for Google to find your website pages, rank them, and then be able to have that page on page one, so that you can then get the traffic to your site. So it's really important to start thinking about your website's Q4 content. So what we're talking about there is back to school content, Halloween content, Thanksgiving, Christmas, January sale content, New Year's resolution, planning holidays for next year, because a lot of people will plan their big travel plans over that time period between Christmas and early New Year. And so if you've got all that information on your site already, it's been ranking over the past 6 months, and you've been tweaking it and adding, videos to it and using Tag Tester on it and things like that to get it absolutely set up, it means then you're setting yourself up well when ad rates are traditionally at their highest. So Q4 is a really important 3-month period for publishers, and it's where a lot of publishers will make the majority of their money. So especially when you're starting out and you're new to publishing, like many of our Access Now publishers are, getting that content on your site over the next couple of months can really make a big difference for you towards the end of the year. So AJ has said, if the traffic is from the US, will that increase the EPMV? Yeah, absolutely. It's very likely if your EPMV is 17 cents that you're not getting the majority of your traffic from countries like USA, Canada, UK, Australia. And from that, by increasing the traffic from the US, that will, in all likelihood, increase your EPMV. It's important to remember, though, that it needs to be natural traffic. So traffic that's coming to your site because they've discovered you within Google or discovered you on social media and come to your website naturally that way. It's also really important that the traffic that you've got coming to your site, wherever it's from, is also having a really good experience on your site in terms of staying on your site, going to multiple pages, watching videos or interacting with any quizzes or anything like that you've got on there. So it's important to take a holistic approach, AJ, to increasing your EPMV, and the different steps that I talked about earlier should really help you with that. If you do get stuck once you've worked through all the different steps, then do come back to us. We can take a look at your data specifically and give you advice from there. So blah blah has said, I can see Ezoic as a third-party ad manager on my AdSense account. AJ, have you do you have an account with Ezoic? Have you set up mediation at all? Okay, I'm just going to stay on the line just to give blah blah an opportunity to respond. Oh, that's fantastic. So you've got a mediation set up on your account. So could you expand on the problems that you're having, blah, blah? I'm wondering if maybe the first part of your question is cut off. And so I haven't been able to see that. So if you can just type that out again for me. What I can see is the question that was sent at 12:26, which says, but I can see Ezoic as third-party ad manager on my AdSense account. So SAK Network has said, I'm already doing it on AdSense site, but the rate of return is not that great, but I think it can be better on Ezoic. I already have one site with Ezoic, which has all the traffic from search, but I asked about the arbitraries because I don't want to hurt my account and other sites if it is against your terms. Like I say, it's not against our terms, SAK, and I think, like you say, still really important to ask those questions, isn't it, to be able to understand it completely. Like I say, what I would recommend doing is, first of all, contacting the providers that you would like to work with, understand what their terms and conditions are, what they can offer you, and then come to us and let us know what your plans are, and we can then let you know what steps you might need to take and go from there. Blah blah has said, but still in pending status. Okay. I think blah blah, a lot of your questions are getting cut off for some reason. Apologies, I'm not sure why. what I think is happening is your mediation is showing in your Ezoic dashboard as pending. So what I would recommend doing is to resolve that. If you reach out to Ezoic, if you're an Access Now publisher, reach out to us on community. If you're a level 1 publisher or higher, reach out to us on tickets or live chat. What we're going to need from you is your publisher Google AdSense ID and your Google AdSense email address. We can then take a look at that for you and just reset things from our side, and that should then pull everything through. So it shouldn't take too long to do, but we will need that information first. So do reach out to us, blah blah, and we can get that resolved for you. So Real Info has said, can you guide me? I'm a blogger. What's the best practice to consider and requirements before applying for Ezoic Access Now program as a starter blog? Well, Real Info, first of all, welcome. As a starter blogger, I can certainly understand how exciting everything is for you, but also I think how overwhelming things are as well in terms of all the different information that you're trying to take on at the moment. What I'll do, Recall, is I'll go and get an article for you now from the support, and I'll put it into the comments so that you can read through that. In short, all you need to have on your site is for it to be Google AdSense compliant, to be a blog that follows Google AdSense policies. So we don't take for example, corporate websites or e-commerce websites, but we may be able to support you with, say, your blog on an e-commerce store or a blog on a corporate site. But we would need to look at that with our platform quality team. With your blog, you don't need to have any real traffic coming to your site at Access Now level. We would recommend having at least sort of 20 to 25 articles on your site to begin with. It's really, really hard for us to be able to get sites passed by Google Ad Manager MCM process with less than that amount, and it's much easier if you've got sort of 25 to 50 articles, Real Info, to be able to get through that process. But let me get the article. It talks about Ezoic's policies and Google AdSense policies, and I'll come back to you. Bear with me, the sound's going to cut out when I do that, but I will come back to you and let you know when I've got it. So just bear with me and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, Real Info, I've popped that article into the chat there, so you can take a look at that and read through it. What I would recommend doing is, once you're confident that you are compliant with all of Google's practices and Ezoic's practices, do sign up to Ezoic. You'll then be prompted to join Ezoic's community as part of that, and then you've got access to our onboarding team. They'll be able to help support you further. Also, what I would recommend doing is joining these sessions, and then also Charlie in the US helps publishers who are brand new to Ezoic as well. So do look out for Charlie's live learning sessions. That's on Pacific Standard Time. And then with community, do take a look at all the different articles in there that can really help you to understand how to build your website and your business as well. So Real Info says, do you have any policy regarding AI content, because it's used and very popular these days? Yeah, absolutely. Ezoic allows AI content on websites. Google, it's a good couple of months ago now, has said that it allows AI content as well. The balance is that it needs to be useful content that adds value to your website, and it also needs to be quite detailed in the amount of information information that's in there. I'm actually running an experiment of myself at the moment, so you can take a look at this community article here, even without signing up to Ezoic. And on the article, I have added in links to videos. So we've got this video that my colleague Megan did last week about how to create a how to create a website from scratch using ChatGPT. And then right at the top here, there's also all the different Ezoic advice that we give around ChatGPT, the webinars that we've got, and we've also got a little YouTube short that I've made as well about ChatGPT. If you're sort of brand new to it and quite curious, YouTube shorts have to be under a minute, so it gives you a minute's worth of information on how you can use ChatGPT as a content creator. So yeah, take a look at that as well. I'll pop that into the chat there, Rhianninfo, so you can take a look at that, and yeah, go from there. Okay, well, I'm going to close for today. But thank you all so much for your questions and for joining me today. I always love spending time with you folks on these live sessions. Do join me again tomorrow if you do think of any questions that you would like to ask. I'm live again tomorrow, 9 a.m. British Standard Time, and I hope you can join me then. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.